What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having an amazing day. Dave K here today to chat with you, catch up a bit, and talk to you about what cruise will I go on next. Been thinking about cruising, been dealing with lots of moving pieces in life, some chaos, some stressful stuff, but I want to start thinking about my next lovely adventure. Meanwhile, here you might hear the baseball in the background across from the Allen Station. Baseball park. I thought this would be a nice park to walk around. I've got some errands to run later, and so some grocery stores and such are decently close by, and figured this would be a nice place to walk a bit and chat with you, although it's not quite what I envisioned in terms of a park, but still pretty cool. So, lots of moving pieces there. I think I mentioned to you for a good bit of time, didn't have the work situation, but I started making videos shortly after figuring out some of those details. Although it may not be super, stable, whatever, it's a something which I can appreciate. I'm gonna look at this map. Let's take a look, and then let's talk about cruising. Alrighty, so we'll go the way I was planning to for now, and we'll see if anything changes. But I want to talk to you about what cruise will I go on next. Thinking about those fun, relaxing things, you got to have positive things to look forward to in life, and so I'm thinking about a couple of different potential cruises for the future, and a piece of this is I want to discuss it with you. I want to hear your thoughts in terms of cruise lines, in terms of destinations, in terms of so much more that you might like to see. For now I'm doing let's just share the fun adventures, life updates, etc. with you. So I'm like, okay, haven't come up with a creative way to make like movies, like AI superhero sketches or music videos. Haven't made one of those in a minute. So I want to at least share the other things as I enjoy them, as I feel up to it, that you might enjoy. So cruising, here we go. What I'm thinking is a couple of different things. I want to find something fairly budget, if you will, but I also like to do new fun destinations. So one of the big cruise ideas that I'm considering in the upcoming future is a cruise. I don't know if you can hear that baseball. I'm hearing them cheering, all that. A cruise down to Cozumel and Costa Maya. I have not had the opportunity to do that area in the Bahamas region, so I thought that might be super fun, super cool. There are some that leave out of Port Canaveral. I think there are some that leave out of Fort Lauderdale. Don't know if I saw any of those that leave out of Texas, but I saw some MSC, and I want to hear your thoughts on that too. Like, do you want to see more MSC? Would you rather see a new line? I thought I saw one. Might look all right with Royal, or maybe Norwegian. Are there particular cruise lines you prefer to see? But yes, Royal as well as MSC looked like there were some deals to Costa Maya, Cozumel, and I figured something easy. I get to see more of the Gulf or more of the islands just off of the Florida region. Those might be a good pick. So that's our basic easy cruise. Now, I want to do some more fun international exciting ones, so we'll touch on that next. But for starters, for this first point, what do you think of those cruises? Would you be interested in those? Does the cruise line matter? Do the destinations matter? Have you been to Costa Maya, Cozumel? What was the last one? Roatan, maybe? Something like that. Roatan. There's another one in Mexico. I've never been to Mexico, as far as I recall. Maybe when I was very small. But I feel like that'd be cool to see. So let me know your thoughts on that. And as it turns out, handy and accessible to have the loo right there in the baseball stadium. Beautiful thing that you have to appreciate about the U.S. is that we do not charge for our restrooms. Love that. Lots of other countries I've discovered, that is not the case. So, yay for free restrooms. Especially if you drink a lot of water, like me. Now, next destination that we're talking about, you heard my thoughts about Mexico. I'm like, okay, that might be an easy one. Straightforward, give myself something to look forward to and get myself back on some sort of cruise and maybe give me something to share with you. Let's take it up a level from there. Another thing that might be amazing and super fun is, ladies and gentlemen, I have been wanting to do for a good bit of time, the Panama Canal. A couple of thoughts on a Panama Canal cruise. There are Panama Canal cruises that leave to and from the same destination, like Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral. And you'll see some of Mexico and some other destinations on the way. And it looks like they at least go to the Panama Canal, but I don't know if they go through the Panama Canal. In fact, I don't think they do, because they end up on the same side. So they'd be going through it twice, right? Which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Whereas there are some Panama Canal cruises, and I think this is the way I'd want to do it, is you start on one coast of the U.S., cruise under and through, and you end the cruise on the other side of the U.S. I feel like that would be really cool. It does involve more travel logistics, but be a great way to see that whole Panama Canal in action, make our way around. And I feel like that just feels more true and right, you know? So again, you get to go through it. You get to understand, that was a fly I was swatting away. You get to understand how the system works better. You get to experience it firsthand. Whereas, again, I'm pretty sure the Panama Canal cruise that ends on the same side is just like you look at it and you leave. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking about Panama Canals from one side of the U.S. to the other. What do you think about that? That is cruise option number 2. So I want to hear about the 2 so far. Regarding your thoughts, different cruise lines, have you tried them? Are there certain lines you don't want to see or you do want to see? Would you take that one from one coast to the other, or would you go one coast right back to the same place? And then we have some more exciting adventures. Take it up another level. One cruise that I really wanted to do and that I almost did, but it got canceled. Well, I didn't book it, but my plans got canceled. My flights to the cruise destination got canceled because I could not do it with the climate, with the work situation, with the way things worked out there for me, unfortunately. When I wasn't working anymore, it didn't happen. So, is what it is. But the plan was for me to fly. And this is a spoiler, but it didn't happen, so I can tell you. I was going to fly up to Seattle and then take the cruise from Seattle down to Hawaii, stop at several destinations in Hawaii, keep going on to Fiji, and end the cruise in Australia. I was really, really excited for an Australia cruise. Get to see all those amazing islands along the way. I was like, oh, we got to do this. And so that was my next big adventure. You know, we did transatlantic. Now let's do trans-Pacific. This is kind of what I was thinking to myself. But again, unfortunately, that one did not work out due to timing and employment situations. I think that one's probably harder to navigate in many job situations because the time zone's like opposite, right? So if I were able to work from a distance from Europe, it's a lot easier. You're working in the evenings. Whereas if I were to go out to Australia, you probably want to take off, but that's a long time to take off of work. So that might be more of a retirement deal, or hey, can I work Australia time for a few weeks, a few months kind of deal. So those are logistics that would need to be figured out. Again, I booked the flight, but I hadn't sorted out those pieces of the logistics. So who knows? It might not have worked out to begin with. And it's a lot more days on a ship, which I'm happy with, but again, becomes a challenge from a work lens, is what are you doing in that sense? I think you can get Wi-Fi on board a lot of these ships, but it's more of a time zone challenge. I'm working all night, if that's what I were doing. Or I'm just taking the time off, so. Great. That was another big, exciting one. I'd love to do some internationally local ones, too. So, for example, saw this really cool-looking cruise around Japan. Would love to do that at some point. And I still haven't visited most of Asia Pacific, if you will, or any of Asia Pacific, I don't think. So I guess that's why that area stands out to me. I'm like, oh, Japan, oh, Australia. But again, a little bit harder to access from American Standard Time. Central Time, Eastern Time, even Pacific, although that's closer. So those are my thoughts there. Let me know. What are your thoughts so far on this discussion? And I walked past where I parked, so I'm going to head back that way. But this was a lovely park. Would you also like to see, let me know, more of the Dallas area, DFW, and all it has to offer? I think I've shared some of it with you, like from time to time, but maybe not all that much. And I'm trying to get myself to go out more and do more things, have fun, enjoy my weekends, etc. in Dallas too. So it might be a good motivator. I can walk around, share some stuff with you. If I get lunch later, for example, maybe I'll share that with you. A Velvet Taco is a place I very much enjoy. I think you've seen me at Torchy's. Velvet was a more recent discovery for me. Another great one for some variety style tacos. So maybe I'll share some of that with you. But I got to do some other groceries and errands. Otherwise, I forgot my Amazon returns, which was part of the deal. It was going to drop by Whole Foods. Oops. because that's where I do my Amazon returns. Anyways, we'll share some food with you and whatever else sounds good. If you want to see local stuff, do any of those cruises sound good? Are there other fun cruises that come to mind for you? I mean, another one to be cool is the Key West, Bimini, maybe Grand Turks, all those kind of in the Bahamas areas would be cool new destinations to see, but I feel like those can be harder to find, more expensive, etc. So if you have other thoughts on that front, let me know. I remember at some point there was a website that somebody mentioned that was like a discount cruise shopping website. So I'm all ears if you remember what that one was called. One of you, I believe, recommended MSC to me to begin with. So thank you for that recommendation, and certainly enjoyed that too. So all ears to your thoughts on that. Take a look here at the Mexicali Shrimp Bowl from Velvet Taco. It looks good. They're doing like a buy one, get one free at a future date. So that's great. We'll see how it is. I always love their tacos here. It's a fun spot for sure. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for helping make every day an amazing day. Don't forget to make your day an incredible day. Thanks for being a part of the fun with me and watching. And again, what am I doing with the channel? We'll see what happens. I mentioned at some point it might be taking a good bit of time off, and now I'm trying to get myself back into it, kind of feeling it out, seeing how it goes, seeing if it feels right, and seeing if I have good ideas for it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. May not necessarily be the most exciting stuff. You can hear they're excited though at that baseball game in there, if you can hear it. And yeah, but it's just whatever sounds good to me at the time. So let me know your thoughts. Thanks for being a part of it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe if you like to be a part of more fun coming your way. And until next time, play on.